Welcome to the first edition of Vees Views for 2017-18 season. I'm Craig Beauchemin, joined alongside by the head coach and general manager of the Penticton Vees, Fred Harbinson. Fred, season is almost upon us here. Friday's first game against the Merritt Centennials. They played 4 preseason games, 2 against West Kelowna, 2 against Brooks. Team went 4-0, and I'd imagine you're pretty happy the way things worked out in the preseason.
Yeah, you know what? We got a chance to look at all our new faces and had a chance to see how some of our returners, all the work that they put in over the summer to elevate their game. And it's not really result based that you worry about as far as the end of this, the score at the end of the night, but there was different things in each of those games that we liked. There was different things that we were able to take from and teach, and now hopefully we can kind of build on it going into the regular season.
Speaking of those returning guys, the team finalized their leadership group for this season. It was always known that Owen Sillinger and Grant Cruikshank were the co-captains, and Chris Clack was an assistant, and now Johnny Tyconic and Taylor Ward are also assistant captains. What is it you like about those 2 new guys being assistants and maybe the leadership group as a whole?
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything out of that group, and so we talked about it as a team the other day that our goal at the end of the year is to try to have 23 leaders on the team, and but to start out with Cruikshank and Sillinger. Obviously, Sillinger's been here a 3rd year now with the team and understands what a Penticton V is all about, and Grant Cruikshank, there's not many that work as hard as he does, not just on the ice but off the ice as well. And Chris Clack, again, here's a player that maturity-wise adds a lot of maturity to our lineup on and off the ice. He's a guy that's plays the game the right way, and so when we got into camp here, we knew we were going to add either 1 or 2 more guys. And Taylor Ward, 3rd year with the team. I really like the way he played for us in the playoffs last year. He, real sort of power forward type game, and when he's doing that, he's going to be a very effective player for us again this year, and hopefully he scored more goals than he did a year ago. And then of course Johnny Tyconic, put on 10 pounds of muscle over the off season. Knew that was something that he needed to gain physical strength to go along with his vision and just overall hockey smarts, and he's done that. So he also worked on getting his schooling done over the summer, so it showed that he really wanted to be a full-time guy this year, where he's not maybe kind of a depth defenseman. He wants to be one of the guys that's really keyed on in big moments.
Now, when it comes to the roster as a whole, there are a lot of returning players, but there are a lot of new faces as well. I know it's tough to single out certain players, but who do you think are some of the guys that Vees fans will come to know very well by the time the season's done? I think our D-core, when you look at our D-core, they're a pretty exciting group when you look at the 6 of them together. So, as far as, you've got the 2 of them, the guys that were drafted this year with Lieberman and O'Connell. Both are very, smooth skating. Lieberman's got a heavy shot coming from the point. You've got Luke Reed, who's going to be, probably a candidate to play on the Team Canada under 17. And then you look, like I mentioned, Johnny Tyconic, Joe Leahy back from a year ago, Greg Bryden, the local. And then of course the big boy, with Kenny Johnson back from surgery last year, and he's in great shape, and he's 230 some pounds, and he plays physical. So to me, I think our D-core is something to really look at. And then through up front, I think everybody remembered Massimo Rizzo, Cassidy Bowes. I've mentioned a few of the other guys already, but I think we're going to have 4 lines that can kind of contribute in different ways. And hopefully as a group, when we talk from our back end up, I think we'll be able to hopefully score more goals than we did a year ago. Goaltending-wise, Matt Robson was absolutely incredible last season. You got a very highly touted guy in Adam Shield coming in this year, along with Nolan Hildebrand, somewhat of a local guy again, and goaltending looks to be a strength of the team once again. Yeah,
we've led the league in goals against for a number of years now, and it starts with our goaltenders, and then goes from there, from the way we play our, want to play structurally in our own end, and the way we play without the puck. So I think we've got the guys up front that can and on the back end that can help our goaltenders out. And both guys, as you mentioned, are both real big goaltenders. Both have worked to be able to play the puck well. Hildebrand, that was an issue with him a year ago, which he's really worked on. You can see he's way more confident than that right now. And then Adam Shield, he's come from playing in the U.S. development program, same program that Hunter Miska played at, and has played against college teams. So, I think we're going to start off by, kind of rotating them through the first few weeks, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But I think we've got two great goaltenders.
Season opens in Merritt this coming Friday against the Centennials. Obviously a very different style of rink, goal, lots of crazy bounces in that rink, and maybe a bit of a tough test for the first game of the season for these new guys, but always an exciting matchup.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you're going to be playing a team that's hungry, but then you're also playing against the elements there too. And we've already talked, there's a million opportunities to create excuses, but there's no reason to do that. It's just going to be a fun challenge for our guys, and it's all about the long haul. I mean, there was different moments last year where we were playing great. There was other moments like January where we had a tough month, and it's about trying to find ways to work through the adversity, find ways to work through the successes when we're playing well, not getting too high and getting sort of floating around. Right now, it was something we talked about in practice today. Where there's a lot of people excited in town. Ticket sales are high. Everything's going great, but we have to stay grounded. There's a lot of work to be done.
All right, Fred. Well, thanks for doing this again. First edition of Vees Views for this season, and we'll talk to you again next week.
You bet. Thank you.
Castanet has webcams, and lots of them. Click the cams button in our yellow masthead to see them all.